So, what a movie. Right, so I just watched The Night Clerk, which was an experience, should we say. Going into this, didn't have any expectations, didn't read a synopsis on it or anything about it really. Just saw it on Netflix and it was new from 2020. Wanted to review like a newer movie. So here's my thoughts. The Night Clerk is essentially about a 23-year-old named Bert. He works at a hotel and he records people within their rooms, and he actually gets onto something quite sinister. Now, this boy in particular isn't in himself into sinister. He's actually got Asperger's, which, funny enough, kind of removes the sinistership of voyeurism. But we'll get a little bit more into that. The movie's message, you can tell within this, is actually about loneliness. It actually comes up within the middle of the movie. You can see this 23-year-old who's alone, doesn't have any friends, just has his mum to speak to, doesn't really understand anything, and is trying to study and understand human nature, which in itself is complicated. And it's very nice to see on video someone experience that loneliness. And what I mean by that is normally when you see someone trying to be alone or experience loneliness through cinematography, it's hard to pull off. But you can really feel it through this guy's Asperger's, and it's quite an experience. And you can even tell with some of the other characters who are, should we say, messed up. They also have that experience of loneliness. And I would say the overall message of it is loneliness and love and betrayal. It's a very beautiful movie, which I wasn't expecting. I would have to say the main actor really pulled off. What's his name again? Sheridan, that's what it is. I knew I recognised him. He was in Ready Player One. Love that movie. And he's also in X-Men Apocalypse and a couple other things. But yeah, overall, he carried that movie. Sheridan done a beautiful job. He really convinced me that he was on the spectrum. Overall, you could see, even though he lacked emotion, his moments of emotion were so raw and unfiltered. They really let him carry that emotion in the scenes that he needed to. And overall, you could experience his awkwardness. There were several scenes where it felt awkward, and he made the whole thing awkward. And it wasn't the shots or anything; it was him himself as an actor. He just exuded awkwardness, and it is brilliant. And there was actually some funny scenes with him. There was a montage of him trying to improve himself for a character he had just met, and it was hilarious. Like for a dark movie, it has its funny moments, and it's not like it's funny as in its force. It was natural. It was natural, and it came naturally, and it gave me a laugh or two. Anna Diama, she was quite an interesting character as well. I'm not. This is a spoiler-free review, so we'll just say leave it at that. She acted really well. She looked really good. And what I mean by that is you need someone who was going to look like attractive to this character, and she was an attractive person. She was funny, she was smart, and she was overall sexy, and that needed to be in that role because if you watch the movie you understand why, but it's a very important aspect of it. She done really well. She's been killing it lately. She's been in Knives Out, Knock Knock, quite a few good movies. I think she's in the new James Bond movie. So yeah, it's quite interesting seeing her evolve actually, and she's quite a good actress. I've been enjoying all of her roles really. So the main problem I have is the writing within the movie, and what I mean by that is our main character Bart, who has Asperger's, there's a solution to the problem that is at hand within the movie, and it could have been solved within 5 minutes. This wouldn't have been a movie. It wouldn't have been a movie at all. It would have been a cool little mini movie, and there's no reason why he wouldn't do that solution. So I'm just going to quickly say something here. Basically, the solution was either be implicated within a murder. Okay, I'm just going to say that. Be implicated within a murder, or be found out that you're into voyeurism and you watch people. And he doesn't. It's not sinister either. It doesn't come from a sinister place. He watches to learn and understand people. You'll notice it isn't in the toilet. And like there's no shots within the toilet when he's watching people, and he doesn't really watch anything sexual. It's all about learning. He copies how people speak. So it's quite intelligent how the movie removes sinister, because voyeurism's very sinister, isn't it? So it's quite interesting how they've done that. Now, like I said, the main problem in itself though is that it could have been solved ages ago. The end of the movie, immediately I honestly thought he at the end of the movie something happens and there's a twist, and immediately I didn't see it coming. I was very invested and I thought what happened, but it didn't. There was a twist and it was a nice ending. But again, this movie had been sold ages ago, and it felt very dragged on. Even from the movie an hour and a half, it felt very dragged on. The things that it was looking into, like the loneliness, love, what is love and what is loneliness, and these aspects of life. How does someone live on the spectrum? They're very interesting concepts, but I don't feel like the movie pulled it off too well. Overall, great acting, and great. I would say good cinematography with some of the shots. But overall, the writing really let down the movie, and it was really prolonged. They could have thought something else, I think. Personally, I can't put it forward, but as a critic, it wasn't good enough. Okay, so the way we score on this channel is actually quite simple. So what we do is we give you the 3 type of viewers, and if you're one of these viewers, you'll know. So if you're a movie buff, should you watch this movie? Not really. It doesn't really add anything. You don't really learn anything from it. So I would say no. If you're a movie buff, no need to watch it. Do you want to have fun with a movie? Yeah, I would say in a way it's fun to watch. So seeing unravel, seeing actors unravel, is it worth a watch? Yeah, it is. Within the genre, so this would count as a thriller, I would say. And as a thriller, it doesn't bring anything new to the table. It's an interesting concept about someone on the spectrum within a thriller being the main character. He does carry it, but overall the story isn't, it's very predictable. Apart from a tiny little twist at the end. So I would say no. Now, overall score. My overall score is 5 out of 10. I think that's quite fair. 5 out of 10 is an average movie, okay? So this movie is average. It's got its good bits and it's got its bad bits. So it's not something you have to go out of the way and watch, but if you've got nothing to watch, give it a try. You might end up liking it more than I did. So that's The Night Clerk. Hope you enjoyed, guys. If you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, and bye!